It was a Tuesday, and I was cleaning out my car. You know how it is. Receipts, wrappers, old CDs, just general clutter. I reached under the passenger seat and pulled out a crumpled piece of paper. I almost threw it away without looking, but something made me unfold it. It was a rental car receipt. Now, I hadn't rented a car recently, and neither had my wife. This was definitely not ours. I looked at the name on the receipt. It was my neighbor, Tom. Tom and his wife, Sarah, lived across the street. We'd known them for years. They seemed like the perfect couple, always together, always smiling. But now, seeing this receipt, a seed of doubt was planted in my mind. The rental car was picked up on a Friday and returned on a Sunday. Tom had told me he was going to the office those days, which was odd because Sarah had told my wife Tom was playing golf. I remembered he mentioned he had to go in for a special project, which now felt like a poorly built lie. The drop-off location was in a city about 2 hours away, a city where, as far as I knew, Tom had no business being. I checked the mileage. Almost 500 miles. This wasn't a simple trip to the grocery store. I felt a knot in my stomach. What was Tom doing? Was he having an affair? I didn't want to believe it, but the evidence was right there in my hand. I started playing detective, trying to piece together the puzzle. I subtly brought up the weekend to my wife, and she mentioned that Sarah seemed a little down lately. She chalked it up to stress at work, but now I wondered if it was something more. I wrestled with what to do. Should I tell Sarah? Would she even believe me? I imagined the confrontation, the tears, the broken trust. On the other hand, keeping it to myself felt wrong. She deserved to know the truth, didn't she? But what if I was wrong? What if there was a perfectly innocent explanation for the rental car? Maybe he was visiting a sick relative and didn't want to worry Sarah. Days turned into weeks, and the receipt haunted me. I saw Tom and Sarah at a neighborhood barbecue. They were laughing and holding hands. It made my stomach churn. Was this all an act? Was Tom living a double life? I decided I had to do something. I couldn't live with the uncertainty any longer. One afternoon, I caught Sarah in her garden. I walked over and, after some small talk, I awkwardly brought up the rental car receipt. I didn't accuse Tom of anything. I simply said I found it in my car and thought she might want to see it. She looked up a receipt, her face paling. She thanked me quietly and went inside. I didn't know what she would do with the information, but I felt a sense of relief and also guilt. I'd done what I thought was right, but it wasn't a victory. I'd interfered in their lives, and the outcome was uncertain. A few weeks later, I noticed Tom moving boxes out of his house. He looked tired and defeated. I never found out the full story. Tom and Sarah didn't talk about it with us. They moved away shortly after, leaving a void in the neighborhood and many questions unanswered. Was it an affair? A secret business trip? I'll probably never know. Even after all this, I am left with an uneasy feeling inside. What if I had done something different? Would they still be together if I had thrown that receipt away? I didn't discover why he rented the car and if he was actually having an affair, but I knew I had to do something with the information I had. If you enjoyed hearing this story, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to keep watching more amazing stories.